Hey beer tubers, it's Ryan back with another episode of San Diego Beer Vlog. Today I'm going to look at a beer that I really don't know much about. This is Alpine's Mandarin Nectar. I saw this one at one of the local beer shops, picked it up. I don't even know if they have this on their website. It's been a while since it's been on there, but it says it's a ale brewed with honey and natural orange flavors, and then they go on to say that they've added generous amounts of orange zest, coriander, and a touch of orange blossom honey. So, is it a wit beer? Is it an ale? I don't know. We're going to find out here. So, let's get this thing open. The other curious thing about it is it's 6.5%. So, a lot of wit beers are much less in ABV than 6.5. They're more around 5.5. So I really don't know what I'm getting into with this one. This is a complete blind review of a beer from Alpine, which are out in the east part of the county. So it's a very, very, very clear beer. Golden color. There's definitely an orange tint to the golden part. Two finger, just really, really white head on there. Lots of small bubbles. Alright, so let's get the aroma on Mandarin Nectar. It's very sweet. I definitely get honey coming through for sure. No really coriander, just really like a honey sweetness. Some malts coming into play, maybe like a little bit of like a caramel malt. Maybe a little breadiness. But it's very honey-like, very sweet smelling. That orange blossom honey really comes into play. So I get it's major breadiness, it's honey, and there's this big floral component on there. I don't know if that's the orange blossom honey, almost like maybe like a jasmine, gardenia, like very floral aroma on this beer. Smells kind of sweet, very floral. It's going to be interesting to taste since I really don't know anything about this one. So I'm going to dive into this one, my new West Coaster glass here. Compliments of Hess Brewing. Just went to their launch party. Cheers. Oh, that's very interesting. Doesn't taste very Belgian-y at all. Tastes like a more of an American ale. And the flavors just follow the nose almost to a T. There's a lot of sweetness on there. It's very floral. You get honey, you get that jasmine kind of gardenia kind of almost flavor up front. You get some sweetness from the malt as well. It's a very short kind of mouthfeel. It kind of comes, front of the tongue hits, middle, and by the end it really fades away. There's not much of a lingering quality. It's kind of on the dry side. It's 6.5%, and I really can't taste any of the alcohol on this one. It's very well hidden, and it's an interesting beer. It's kind of like taking a Belgian style beer, but not using any Belgian style yeast. At least not that I'm detecting. I think with this beer, the spice is almost probably used as the main bittering component. It's very light on the hops, so I'm thinking they're using the coriander more as like a bittering component in the beer to keep it from going overly sweet. But it still is on the sweet side. It's a very refreshing beer though. According to the description on the label, this beer kind of meets what it tends to do. It claims to be a very refreshing beer. This is very much so on even these winter months here in San Diego lately. We've been getting in the mid-70s, and a beer like this is very, very nice for this time of the year. It's very thirst quenching. It's very subtle. It's on the sweet side, which is kind of opposite to Alpine. I mean, they make some of the best IPAs in the county, and they're doing something a little different here. They're kind of taking some of those Belgian qualities, but they're doing it with like an American kind of ale quality to make it really refreshing and drinkable. And it's very smooth beer, so I gotta give them a lot of credit for that. So as far as grading wise, I'm gonna go with a B- on this one. It's just above an average beer. I give them a lot of credit for brewing a beer that at 6.5% tastes and drinks much lower than that, and it's got an interesting character to it. some fruitiness, a lot of honey in there. Very refreshing for sure. So B- for Mandarin Nectar. If you don't like hoppy beers, especially a lot of their hoppy beers at Alpine, this is a good one to pick up. It's much better than some of their other lighter non-hoppy ales like Willie and the Alpine Ale. I definitely would put this above those two for sure. So thanks for watching. Please comment and subscribe to the channel if you haven't. Until next time, cheers.